People don't do that. We don't get taught how to show compassion. All we get taught is the reinforcing of the negative conditioning that we had before we got there. To me, like being in prison, just the same thing like being in the streets, except of course I ain't got no freedom. Of course, I can't go down the street. But it's the same mentality that exists. When I got here, I'm like, damn, I'm doing this old stuff all over again. Like I thought it was something different. And then when I get here, you telling me the homeboy that been trying to kill me my whole life, now I gotta be cool with him? What was I doing this for in the first place? And that's what made me think furthermore. That's what made me open up those books and started looking at my real history, about who I really am. And why am I acting out the way I am? Why am I so separate from the rest of society? Why can't I just get it right like I want to? Why can't I just be a good person like the way society sees a good person? Why can't I just get a job and go to work every day and come home to my family like I want to? They ain't giving me no job. So what do? I don't got no trade of learning how to lay brick. I didn't have no Theo to take me to the house and show me how to put shingles on the roof. I didn't have no dad coming around and tell me how to plumb or lay down some foundation. Only thing I had was those homeboys who told me they had my back and always had and said, you know what? Here's this. Break it down like that. Make some money. That was my trade. That's what I knew. What else am I going to do? Look at my son while his stomach touches back? Look at my son walk around with some chanclas barely flapping on the bottom of his feet? No. I'm going to risk everything I have just to make sure my son lives a little bit better quality life than I did. And people be like, man, that ain't worth it. That don't make no sense. Why are you going to do that for? He going to end up losing you anyway. Okay, yeah, it's easy for you to say that. But you don't know how bad it feels to see your chavalillo living the same way you live. And it's like if you're gonna feel that feeling, you can't feel it for long before you get up off your ass and want to do something about it. Oh, what? Oh, okay, I can do this job and get paid, what, $10 an hour when really I should be getting paid 17 like homeboy? But I can't because I'm socially flawed? Because I'm not accepted where I feel like I should be accepted? Because y'all not telling me who I am, you telling me something else? From a perspective you want me to eat, you want me to feed off of, that's not me. That's why it don't work. I can't be something I'm not. That's why you see so many of my gente, so many of my people, you see them gravitate towards the white cultures, migrate towards the black cultures, go everywhere except where they belong. Oh, you Spanish. Really? I ain't never been to Spain. People don't even know like the terms like Chicano and Hispanic, like those were insults. Mexicanos I talk to, whenever I say the word Chicano, they used to cringe, and I'm like, man, what am I tripping for? And then when I started studying our languages, our original languages, I found out that Chicano is not a Spanish word, but it's a Nahuatl word for the bottom of the bottom and poorest of the poor. That's how we see ourselves, and we don't even know it.
I didn't know that.
And then what, Latino? I ain't from Rome. I ain't from Italy. These people came over here, seen our language, and said, okay, we gotta learn y'all's language, so we're gonna write it down in Latin. That don't make us Latin. That's like me going up to you today. What's your name, brother?
Raul.
Raul, today's the first day you ever existed because I just met you. That's what they did to us. And then they wonder why we can't fit in, why we can't be productive members of society, why we can't contribute to this infrastructure, why we can't contribute to the political process, why we can't be a part of this American experiment. Because we've been rejected by everybody when we get here, and then they want us to assimilate. It's like our culture is all we got. Got us through the Depression. We were used to struggling. We were used to living in large communities where everybody had a little bit, but everybody made it. Whenever we lost the war, and the general stood in ancient Tenochtitlan in Mexico DF, they stood in the middle of that city, they looked around, they said, these are strange, peculiar people. Even though we've won the battle, we don't want these people around us. They'll never assimilate to us. They'll change our society. We're better off leaving them here. That's why Mexico ain't part of the United States now. Our culture is the only thing that saved us. We don't even know it to the max, but we know that's the only thing that's been the main stable component throughout these 400 years plus. And we're supposed to feel good about that? We have a defeated mentality everywhere we go. Everywhere we go, it's like, I'm already defeated. I don't even have the will to push because my peoples have been brainwashed over and over. Even in Mexico today, people don't realize, bro, when you go to Mexico today, there's racism there, heavily. You got ethnic Mexicanos, Mexicayot, Anahuacs, and then you got non-ethnic Mexicans. And non-ethnic Mexicans have put it in our minds to become people of reason and assimilate to European culture. Gente de razón is what it's called, people of reason. The only way me as a male, if I lived back then, that I could own or possess any land or to have any type of livelihood is I would have to change my name and stop speaking my language. And I would have to adopt Catholicism and become a person of reason. That's where the term Hispanic comes from. Bartolomé de la Casa said that when he came over here, he ain't never seen grander cities in all the known world. He said that our cities were so clean and organized, pushing well over 70,000 people. And the largest cities in Europe at the time were 30,000. We built chinampas and with incredible architecture, man-made islands, and we created foundations for cities. That's not an uncivilized thing to do. We were civilized in our own way. Over there, you go to Mexico, even here in America, you take a Mexican baby in front of a bunch of Mexican women. Promise you, see it for yourself. You take it up to a bunch of Mexican women and the baby está preto, the baby's dark. Oh, pobrecito, poor baby, he's too dark. If I take a light complected baby, oh, que bonita, chula, she's so light complected and pretty. That's the mentality that's carried on over and over, that mentality of defeat, that mentality of inferiority. And as long as we continue to accept that mentality, we're never going to be able to develop any efficacy. We're never going to be able to develop any positive structure to stand up on and partake in this society. We don't want to be problems either. We don't want to be the bottom of the bottom. Thomas Sowell, he's a socioeconomist. I always have a hard time saying that word. Economist, there it goes. And he talks about that. He says that that's what we suffer from. That's why we're at the bottom levels of society. That's why we're at the lower classes, because you got Mexicans that can't stand Mexican nationals. You got Mexican nationals that can't stand Mexicans. You got Mexicans here in America that can't stand Mexicans that act white. You got Mexicans here that can't stand Mexicans that act black. You got Mexicans here that can't stand Mexicans. They don't even know why. Wow. How are we supposed to operate together? How are we supposed to benefit society if we can't even benefit one another?